This principle teaches us that everything in the universe exists on a spectrum of opposites: light and dark, hot and cold, love and hate. But here's the twist: these opposites aren't as separate as they seem. They're deeply connected, and understanding this can transform the way we see ourselves and the world around us. So, let's explore what the Hermetic Principle of Polarity is, its roots, and, most importantly, how it plays out in our daily lives. The principle of polarity is one of the foundational concepts in Hermeticism. It states that everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. Take a moment to reflect on the world around you: day and night, love and hate, hot and cold. At first glance, these might seem like entirely separate phenomena, but Hermeticism teaches us that they're simply two ends of the same spectrum. Let's consider temperature. Hot and cold aren't different in their essence. They're varying degrees of the same thing, temperature. Similarly, light and darkness seem like opposites, but darkness is not a force in itself. It's simply the absence of light. Think about this. You can bring a candle into a dark room, and its flame will instantly illuminate the space. But you can't bring in an object, a dark ball, that sucks the light out of a bright room. Light has substance, darkness is its absence. This illustrates the essence of polarity. Opposites are connected, and one often depends on the absence or presence of the other. The same applies to emotions. Love and hate, though seemingly oppositional, are two sides of the same emotional coin. Both are intense feelings that can quickly shift from one to the other depending on our perspective or circumstances. Understanding the principle of polarity opens our eyes to the underlying unity in all things. It teaches us that what appears as opposition is actually a natural continuum. If everything exists on a spectrum, we can consciously shift where we place our focus. For example, if we're feeling overwhelmed by negativity, we can move toward positivity by recognizing that both are part of the same energetic scale. In this way, the principle of polarity empowers us to take control of our reality. It's not about denying the existence of challenges or emotions. It's about understanding that they're part of a larger whole, and that we have the ability to navigate between them. Polarity isn't just a philosophical concept. It's a lens through which we can understand the universe. It's about unity within duality. Hermeticism teaches us that these polarities exist to create contrast and balance. Without darkness, we wouldn't appreciate light. Without struggle, we wouldn't recognize growth. Each pole gives meaning to the other. We often resist negative emotions or uncomfortable situations, but the principle teaches us that these are necessary parts of life's ebb and flow. Without sadness, we wouldn't truly appreciate joy. Without challenge, we wouldn't recognize growth. By understanding this, we can approach life with greater acceptance and resilience, knowing that every experience has value within the grander scheme. This idea also connects to the concept of transmutation, which we'll discuss more in a moment. Polarity isn't static, it's fluid. By understanding this, we can shift our perception and even change our reality by focusing on different points along the spectrum. The principle of polarity has been echoed in various spiritual and philosophical traditions. In Eastern philosophy, it parallels the concept of yin and yang, where dual forces are seen as complementary rather than opposing. Yin represents qualities such as darkness, passiveness, and femininity, while yang embodies light, activity, and masculinity. Together, they illustrate that life's opposites are interconnected and interdependent. Without one, the other would lose meaning. In ancient Hermetic texts, the principle of polarity is emphasized as a key to understanding the natural laws of the universe. These texts encourage us to move beyond surface-level thinking and recognize the unity behind apparent dualities. Throughout history, Hermetic thinkers have delved into this principle through the art and science of alchemy. Alchemists sought to harmonize opposites, both in the material world, transforming base metals into gold, and in the spiritual realm, transmuting the lead of human flaws into the gold of higher consciousness. They believed that by understanding and working with polarities, one could unlock profound spiritual and personal growth. This principle also influenced Western mysticism and philosophy, where thinkers like Pythagoras and Plato touched on the interplay of opposites in their theories about the cosmos. Even modern psychology reflects this idea, with Carl Jung's exploration of the shadow self, which asserts that light and dark aspects of the psyche must be integrated to achieve wholeness. Polarity is woven into the fabric of our daily lives. It influences the choices we make, the emotions we feel, and the challenges we face. Recognizing the presence of polarity in our experiences can lead to greater clarity and personal growth. Take relationships, for instance. Love and conflict are often seen as opposites, but they're deeply intertwined. Moments of disagreement or tension can actually strengthen bonds when approached with understanding and open communication. In fact, it's often through navigating conflict that we learn more about ourselves and others, fostering deeper connections and mutual growth. The principle of polarity reminds us that harmony and disharmony are not permanent states but points along the same continuum. On a personal level, understanding polarity helps us navigate our inner world. When we're feeling negative emotions, like fear or anger, this principle reminds us that we can shift to a more positive state by recognizing that these feelings are part of the same spectrum as peace and joy. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing our emotions. Instead, it's about embracing the full range of human experience and knowing that we have the power to transmute negativity into growth. Polarity also affects how we perceive external challenges. What seems like failure at first glance may, in hindsight, reveal itself as a necessary step towards success. Similarly, a period of darkness or uncertainty often precedes a breakthrough or moment of clarity. Recognizing this rhythm in life helps us remain hopeful and resilient, knowing that every downturn contains the seed of an upswing. So, how can we use the principle of polarity in our lives? Reframe challenges. When facing difficulties, remember that every challenge contains the seeds of its opposite, opportunity. Shifting your focus from what's going wrong to what you can learn or gain changes the experience. Practice emotional mastery. When emotions feel overwhelming, visualize them on a spectrum. For example, if you're feeling anxious, recognize that calmness exists on the same scale. This awareness can help you move toward balance. Build better relationships. Understanding polarity can improve how we interact with others. Instead of seeing disagreements as opposites in conflict, view them as different points of view along the same spectrum of connection. Embrace growth. Polarity reminds us that life is always in motion. Even in the darkest times, light is just a shift away. A powerful aspect of the principle of polarity is its connection to mental transmutation. This is the ability to change one's state of mind by shifting along the spectrum of thought. The Hermetic teachings encourage us to recognize that the mind is our greatest tool for transformation, and that every emotional or mental state exists as part of a broader continuum. For example, when fear arises, instead of being consumed by it, you can transmute it into courage. This is done by understanding that fear and courage are not opposites, but two ends of the same emotional spectrum. By consciously redirecting your focus and energy, you can begin to tilt the balance in favor of courage. Similarly, dissatisfaction can be turned into gratitude by shifting attention away from what's lacking and onto what's present and positive in your life. The mere act of acknowledging even small blessings can initiate a profound mental shift. Transmutation isn't about denial or suppressing negative feelings. It's about empowerment through understanding and choice. It's the practice of recognizing where you are on the spectrum and actively moving toward the higher end. If we understand that every state is fluid and changeable, we gain the ability to take control of our emotional and mental well-being. No matter how dark or difficult a situation feels, there is always a path toward light and positivity. By mastering this principle, you take an active role in your journey, becoming the alchemist of your own life. The principle of polarity is a reminder that life's dualities aren't meant to divide us. They're meant to teach us balance, perspective, and growth. When we embrace the unity within opposites, we unlock a profound understanding of the universe and ourselves. Thank you for exploring this fascinating principle with me today. If you enjoyed this exploration, please give it a thumbs up. In the next video, we'll dive into the principle of rhythm, where we'll uncover the natural cycles that govern our lives and the cosmos. Subscribe to continue this journey together. Until next time, remember, life is a dance of opposites, and you have the power to find harmony within the flow.